Elderbrain's Crown of the Oathbreaker is a 500-page D&D 5e adventure module and campaign setting with player options. The Dark Fantasy Sandbox adventure incorporates over 30 dungeon maps and 3 regional maps with over 100 locations on each, taking characters from 5th to 12th level through a cursed kingdom to the Fey Realm. 2,000 plus community votes continuously influence story details through the Elderbrain Discord. There's even an Elderbrain Soundscapes app for non-repetitive background ambience specific to certain locations in the adventure. Find all this at elderbrain.com. Join the hive mind and become part of the adventure. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Will.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons, and today we're talking about Hexbloods and Dhampirs.
The Dungeoncast.
It's finally here.
Indeed.
Spooky times. It's like the best time of year because it's spooky.
Indeed.
That's, need I say anything else?
So,
there's a contest on Discord to get spooky with it in the art section, the Artapalooza. Do a spooky drawing, enter the contest. Somebody's going to pick a winner.
Indeed.
Vlock City's taking care of that.
Are we also announcing our coffee contest?
We're having a coffee contest.
Indeed.
Adventurers Coffee Company
has reached out to us. They want to give us some free coffee to give to you guys. And so every week during October, we're giving away a bag of coffee. Is it actually like spooky themed? I know it's adventure themed. It's D&D themed.
At this time, I'm assuming that this is all happening, and I don't know any details quite yet.
Well,
other than I know how much coffee we're getting,
and that we are giving it away.
And they're also going to run some type of promotion with us as a sponsor. So you will probably hear an ad for them
at some
episode that I don't know about yet.
But that's not related to this. We're giving away free Adventurers Company coffee. It's a D&D themed coffee, possibly Halloween themed coffee. And all you got to do to enter this week is share your favorite episode of the show with the hashtag Dungeoncast on Twitter. That'll enter you. And you can also enter on Instagram by, I believe, liking and tagging 2 people on the post related to this coffee giveaway contest. That being said, let's get into today's episode.
Hexbloods and Dhampirs.
Indeed. So today we are covering 2 spooky player options, which is new for our Spooktober Spookfest line of episodes. We are almost always exclusively covering monsters this time of year.
Yeah, because those are the scary parts of D&D.
Usually so. These 2 came out of the still pretty fresh Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which is a source book I have very much enjoyed, as it is full of many new spooky monsters and player options. I'm a big fan of classic horror and horror in general, so I love this time of year. In fact, I have plans after Super Quest Saga is over to start a gothic horror campaign for our patrons over on Patreon.
That's great. That sounds really cool.
It's going to be fun.
Check out Super Quest Saga, a podcast we do with our friends Jake and Josh that we are in space.
Indeed.
And Will TMs. It's really good.
And also, speaking of spooky horror campaigns and Patreon, I believe we're re-releasing the Halloween special.
We're making it
public.
We're making it public once again. I believe last year we made it public on Patreon. We're going to drop episode 1 into the feed and make the rest of the episodes available for free on patreon.com/thedungeoncast. So scope the first one. Shout out to Nox Arcana, who gave us permission to use their music to make it extra spooky.
I highly suggest you go watch it because it's fucking hilarious.
It's so
That's
good.
all it is. It's really goddamn
so
funny.
Good.
But okay, back to it. So we are covering the race options: the Hexblood and the Dhampir. One's half vampire, the other is half hag, sort of. But let's get into it, starting with the Dhampir.
Okay.
So,
I like Dhampir.
Yeah,
so I remember
back in our vampires. Back in our vampires episode, I called them Dhampires. It's because of the way
I love it so much more.
It's because of the way Forgotten Realms wiki spells it with a Y. I'm like, that can't be anything but the I sound.
You think it would be like double or triple?
It looks like the word pyre, like P-Y-R-E, right? So Dhampir. But anyways, it's Dhampir, and I was wrong. So Dhampirs are humanoid beings with vampiric blood in their genealogy. Some are the descendants of male vampires and mortal females. Alucard from Castlevania, for anyone who's a Castlevania fan. But many others have one or more Dhampir for parents, and sometimes result. I'm going to struggle with this Dhampir thing. I'll just let you know.
Just go for it at this point. You said it the right way, and that's all that matters.
One or more Dhampirs for parents, and some result from a vampire of either sex biting a pregnant female. The pregnant woman likely dies in the process, but the child is born a Dhampir.
That's
like
horrifying.
Blade from Marvel Comics.
Yes.
He's definitely a Dhampir.
Did Blade start the Marvel verse?
What?
Did Blade start the MCU?
No. Oh, no, definitely not. Great movie, though. Go watch Blade. It's a fun movie. I love it. God, now I've lost my Please, Brian.
Sorry, man. It's just that people keep arguing on Instagram who started the MCU.
Iron Man literally started the MCU in 2008. Like, that's the beginning of the MCU. Everything else is Marvel, but not part of the MCU. It's not hard. It's not hard, people.
Here's Will. He's closing it out.
God. Anyways,
Slam dunk, Will.
It can be difficult to tell if one is a Dhampir at birth, as a Dhampir's powers might lie dormant for years before being quickened, usually upon puberty. And just because one is a child of the Dhampir does not guarantee that you will be a Dhampir. Dhampirs can also have children who are mortal living specimens of their reflective species.
So basically, if like a pregnant woman dies in the streets or something like that, and they've got the vampire holes in their neck, like a supernatural investigator is going to come check things out. Perhaps a paladin, perhaps a cleric.
Sure.
Right? In this world.
Yeah.
Or even who else could? Like a bard or a ranger.
Anybody,
or even
really.
Anybody. But they're gonna know, right? Or they might not know. Does the town have those resources?
If they're like, we gotta save the baby. We gotta save the baby. Get the baby out, right?
Right.
So they go for it, and the baby comes out, and it lives. They won't know right away that it's a Dhampir.
Right, okay. But they know that there's a possibility is what I'm saying, or they don't.
If they are educated in the ways of vampires, vampire lore, yeah, they'll be like, shit, this kid might be a Dhampir. Which isn't a bad thing necessarily. Well,
I'm thinking if you're running it in your game, you probably have like a hook like that to like tell your players that that's what's going on.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure that you figure out a way. Or like maybe your players save this baby or whatever, and you don't tell them, and then later on we fast forward like 5 years and like animals start going missing.
Shit.
Anyways, typically speaking, Dhampirs tend to be thin and willowy in stature, with pale skin and slightly pointed ears. They have slightly pronounced canines and blood red eyes. Now these features don't really start showing up until they quote unquote quicken.
Right.
So like they'll look normal, but once they quicken, like this all gotta be more apparent. Unlike their full-blooded vampire kin, Dhampirs are typically unharmed by sunlight or positive energy. They're daywalkers, poised between the worlds of the living and the dead. Dhampirs retain their grip on life, yet are endlessly tested by vicious hungers. Their ties to the undead grant Dhampirs a taste of a vampire's deathless prowess in the form of increased speed, dark vision, and a life-draining bite.
So they're just like they're just suffering like from symptoms of vampirism. Yeah, they're not actual. Well, I guess you are a vampire.
They're like half vampires.
Yeah,
they're
diet vampires.
They get increased. They're diet vampires. They get the increased speed and the strength and the life draining bite, but it's not as potent as a real vampire.
Okay, cool. Superhumans that need to drink the blood of living creatures.
They're like Blade. They're Blade. Due to their vampiric origins, every Dhampir knows a deep-seated thirst slaked only by the living. Those who overindulge their thirst risk losing control and forever viewing others as prey. Those who resist might find exceptional ways of controlling their urges or suppress them through constant molar-grinding restraint. In any case, temptation haunts Dhampirs, and circumstances conspire to give them endless reasons to indulge. While many Dhampirs thirst for blood, Van Richten's guide gives a chart with few other options.
I'll read the chart.
Go ahead.
1 is blood. You're going to roll a d6.
Yeah, you're going to roll a d6.
The kind of
or just pick one.
Yeah. If you roll a 1, if you're doing it like that, that's blood. 2 is flesh or raw meat. Just let me get. If somebody's peeling, like from summertime, you just kill up and like be creepy about.
So they're a gold member. They're gold member.
The gold member.
Yeah, they want some of the skin flakes.
Yeah.
For the collection.
So
but they also eat one.
Save me from myself.
Oh my god. That's disgusting.
Number 3 is a cerebral or spinal fluid.
That's so specific.
Like in Attack on Titan.
Was that a thing?
Spoilers for Attack on Titan.
Is that what the Titans want? They want the spinal fluid?
No.
Okay.
That's not what the Titans want.
Okay. Then how is it related?
Spoiler. It's major spoilers. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell you later.
Sure.
Bring up spinal fluid later. I'll be like Attack on Titan? And then... Yeah.
I mean, spinal fluid exists. We all have it.
Yep, we sure do. Okay. And you won't believe what happens in Attack on Titan with spinal fluid.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so number 4 is psychic energy. Number 5 is dreams. And what? Like Haunter? Okay, and then 6 is life energy.
Like Haunter.
I gotta go Darkrai someone's fucking life.
So I really like this feature, especially when we get through to 4, 5, and 6, because it is more like other types of creatures. So number 1, like psychic vampires is like a thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they basically feed off like emotions and or just like energy in general. Have you ever seen the show What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
Have you ever seen the movie What We Do in the Shadows? No. Fuck, that's a good movie. It's really funny. It's basically like a mockumentary with 3 vampires living in the modern world. Well, there was a spin-off show with the same name, and it's a similar premise. 3 vampires live in the modern world, but there's a 4th one who lives in their duplex, who's a psychic vampire, and he's like a character out of like The Office.
Okay.
And he works in like an office setting, and he is constantly draining his coworkers by being really fucking annoying. And it's just really funny. And you should definitely check out that show because it's so good.
That's pretty good. Okay.
The dreams reminds me of like the mythological creature, the nightmare, which sits on your chest and like drains your energy as you have nightmares.
Yikes.
And then life energy is like what's the is it Mobius, the energy vampire from Spider-Man?
Oh shit, that's right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it is Mobius.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not even. I think Mobius is its own whole thing. It's not even like from. It is from Spider-Man, right?
Well, yeah, that's the thing that most people will remember him from is Spider-Man.
It's getting its own movie.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I think it's a Sony movie. I think it's from.
Because it's from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, back to Dhampirs. Because of their unusual circumstance of being not only half-breeds, but also the spawn of the undead, Dhampirs often feel out of place and ostracized regardless of where they dwell. Grim and sober, Dhampirs are often guarded and obsessive, though they also exhibit a great deal of patience and a penchant for dark humor as well. With unique insights into the nature of the undead, many Dhampirs become adventurers and or monster hunters. Their reasons are often deeply personal. Some seek danger, imagining monsters as personifications of their own hungers. Others pursue revenge against whatever turned them into a Dhampir.
Nice.
And still others embrace the solitude of the hunt, striving to distance themselves from those who tempt their hunger.
I'm definitely gonna go get revenge for this dumb bullshit.
I definitely get Ranger vibes.
Through. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a good one too, because if you're trying like
a monster hunter ranger Dhampir, that's
pretty
great. Good flavor. The degree of outcast feeling a Dhampir may or may not have varies from individual to individual. It depends to a certain degree on the environment in which the Dhampir is raised, like all of us, really.
We are all much like Dhampir, but slower and less bloodthirsty.
Indeed. Possessing some of the strengths of vampires and none of their traditional weaknesses, Dhampirs are simultaneously valued and discriminated against by both sides of their heritage.
That tracks. It's like the opposite of half-elves, right?
It's kind of just like half-elves.
Oh, that's right.
It's exactly like half-elves, yeah. A Dhampir might be born into a mortal society, or they might be raised by now I'm fucking it up. It's vampires, not vampires. God damn it. Dhampirs and vampires. By vampires and treated as special, but lesser members of a vampire clan. So it's like you're accepted, but you're like, we're class A, you're class B.
And now we're side-by-siding the names like this.
It's rough.
It's like, it really should be Dhampire.
It really
or
should
it should just be Vampire. Like,
yeah.
Okay, we need to stick with one.
I know.
We get on one side of the fence here.
Indeed. In the former case, how Dhampires are treated depends largely on whether or not the Dhampir's neighbors know of their true nature. In cases where a Dhampir's heritage is a secret known only to a few, many Dhampirs can safely pass as mortal without incident. When a Dhampir's true nature is known, however, they are more often than not, and sadly, mistreated.
Dang, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dungeoncast, where we pronounce it Demogorgon and
Dhampire. Yeah, indeed.
This is just a fact.
Indeed. Dhampirs raised among vampires is another matter. Most vampires see their progeny as special creatures above the average mortal, though of less value than a true vampire.
Damn.
As a result, Dhampirs are the favorite thralls of true vampires, who utilize them as soldiers and assassins, giving them tasks that are considered beneath a true vampire, but allowed opportunity for prestige nonetheless.
It's worthy but expendable.
Indeed. In some cases, Dhampirs are even allowed to use the names of vampire clans as their surname, a high honor in vampiric society.
Okay. Started to sound like our Wyvern Wyvern episode.
I know. Some Dhampirs, every time I'm like, I almost say Dhampire. Some Dhampirs view their heritage as a curse, others as a blessing. The former often turn to hunting their undead brethren, becoming dead stalkers who hunt down vampires and other undead, turning vampires' own abilities against them. Those who feel their heritage makes them special, however, are more likely to become what are called blood knights, using their supernatural abilities as a tool to make them deadlier warriors.
Okay.
Any questions about Dhampirs before you give us all these juicy traits?
Oh, I have to read. I can't be Google image searching
No, you got a job to do, Brian.
I have a job to do. Okay. Because I was gonna look up dead stalkers. I'll do this later. Okay, no, I'm good. I get the idea. Mm-hmm. I got it when we were talking about Blade. So Dhampire. Okay, I did it. That's a fucking landmine. Dhampir traits. You have the following racial traits. Creature type. You are humanoid. You are medium or small. You choose a size when you gain this lineage. Okay, so your walking speed is 35 feet. You have ancestral legacy. If you replace a race with this lineage, you can keep the following elements of that race. Any skill proficiencies you gain from it, and any climbing, flying, or swimming speed you gain from it. Vampire, Aarakocra are crazy.
I was going to say a Dhampir, Aarakocra, yeah.
Well, that's basically just what Dracula do anyway, right?
Yeah. But now you're a Dhampire. I mean, a Dhampir.
Yeah, I got you. If you don't keep any of those elements or you choose this lineage at character creation, you gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice. Nice.
Ooh, okay.
That's cool. It's kind of like Tasha-y.
Neat.
Dark vision. You can remind your dungeon master when you go into a dark cave that you have dark vision.
We can
endlessly. Every time.
I was going to say we should skip it, but yeah, good point.
Deathless nature. You don't need to breathe.
Cool. But you do need to eat and drink. You
do need to eat and drink. Blood or what, psychic energy or whatever. Spider climb. You get weird.
You get weird quick.
real quick, exorcism style. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, at 3rd level, you can move up, down, side to side, vertical surfaces, and upside down along ceilings.
Upside down? That's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
man.
This is a powerful fucking race.
There was a guy that one of my coworkers showed me was running on all 4s, and was doing a really good job.
Oh,
and he was doing it in the woods with leather gloves.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's some. I love it.
It was more spooky than a Dhampir.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because it was a Dhampir.
It probably was a Dhampir, and that's what your Dhampir can do. Running on the ceiling, though.
Yeah.
He's destroying your drywall because he's kicking off it too hard.
Indeed.
Like an anime. Let's see. Vampiric bite. Your fang bite is a natural weapon, which counts as a simple melee weapon, which with you are proficient. You add your constitution modifier instead of your strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with this bite. It deals 1d4 piercing damage on a hit. When you are missing half or more of your hit points, you have advantage on attack rolls you make with this bite. Neato.
So, I want to ask, did you notice something about everything you just read about the Dhampir? Did you notice anything missing?
Anything missing? Let's see. Your Fang Bite, natural weapon, simply melee weapon, proficiency, con mod, attack damage rolls.
I mean from the entire block, not just that one feature.
Well, let me finish the block because.
Oh, I thought you had.
When you attack with this bite and hit a creature that isn't a construct or an undead, you can empower yourself in one of the following ways of your choice. You regain hit points equal to the piercing damage dealt by that bite. You gain a bonus to the next ability check or attack roll you make. The bonus equals the piercing damage dealt by that bite. That's cool. You can empower yourself with this bite a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. No, at like a glance like this, I did not.
Okay.
I just kind of read the sheet.
So the thing that's missing is there are no ability score increases labeled on the block.
Oh, I kind of just think that. What do you mean? Like,
well, there's no ability score increases. Like, there's no +2 to strength, +1 to wisdom.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So,
like, huh? Okay.
So I did a little research, and basically, when you choose this lineage and swap out your race, you get to just choose your +2 and your +1.
Just like the skills here, right? Like it says two skills of your choice,
just
or
like
whatever.
the skills. And essentially, I guess what I want to say was like, D&D is sliding in this direction. And I think it's a good thing where when it comes to your species of choice, we're not going to give you any inherent ability scores. It could be whatever you want based off of like your character's life.
Yeah.
But like the things that stick out about the race that you choose are these features. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That way, like you can have an elf that's good at any class. You can have a dwarf that's good at any class. You don't have to necessarily try and optimize because it comes pre-optimized based off of your backstory. And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't make you want to have to, like, you can min-max anything now. It doesn't make you want to have to play an elf ranger or an elf magician or whatever.
Yeah, but you equally can still do that.
Right.
So it's going to be the same thing with the Hexblood. I just wanted to see if you noticed it because I noticed it and immediately it sent me into a spiral.
That's cool.
Let's take a short rest.
We've returned.
Indeed, we have.
We're back. We're more back than we've ever been.
Are we?
Same amount, really. I was going to say that last episode because it had been such a long time since we recorded.
Oh yeah. I've been sick, so yeah, it's been. We've put off a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about our next spooky lineage option. Because technically, these aren't races; these are lineages.
Yeah,
that can swap out your your base race.
Right, like you retain that, but you are this on top of it. I think that's great. That's exactly what it should be.
Yes, I agree. For these specifically, it makes sense. So, Hexbloods. It's time to talk about Hexbloods.
It is time.
It's a really cool name for a really cool concept. Hexbloods are humanoids who have either Fey ancestry in their genetics or have received a blessing or curse from Fey or natural entities that have turned them into Hexbloods. Kind of like Fey tieflings in a way, a little bit. That being said, Van Richten's guide really pushes specifically the connection between Hexbloods and hags. Probably because it's focused on horror, like as a book, it's focused on horror and the domains of dread, which hags fit into very nicely.
Okay.
But also, I think it's because Wizards originally wanted the Hexblood to be like a hagkin humanoid option.
Okay.
But also, as I kind of just said before the short rest, at least with 5e, it's really started to take a hard stance against being too rigid with their lore. They want you to have the flexibility. They want you to be able to decide whether you want to use something or not. Thus, here you have your cake and eat it too option.
Okay.
It's totally a hag blood race, unless you don't like that idea, in which case it's a Fey blood / curse thing, which honestly I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cohesive. That's easy to translate between each one.
Right.
I wonder if it has anything to do, like Van Richten's guide came out not too far after Tasha's, right?
No, not close. It is pretty close.
And that Tasha is inherently like a hag-related kind of character.
Well, is she?
Yeah, she's like raised by hags, I think.
What? I don't know that much about Igvilv. Whenever I think about because Tasha is Igvilv, but like whenever I think about her, I think about Grost. I think about demons.
Yes, because she goes on to do that.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
Pretty sure she learns like hag magic.
That's interesting. So I wonder if she's a Hexblood. I don't know enough about her. We will do an episode on her one day.
Yeah, that's. Isn't that on the docket?
At some point, it is.
But is it? I thought it was on the docket. You know what I mean?
It might be. If it is, I don't remember. But it will be
no promises.
Within the next year. I guarantee we'll do an Igvilv episode. But but yeah, that's interesting. That would also explain like why she's so goddamn powerful in magic. She was raised by the best of the best, plus with access to weird magic. That's pretty cool. But anyways, Hexbloods.
Yeah, I'll look it up later.
Yeah. Where wishing fails, ancient magic can offer a heart's desire, at least for a time. Hexbloods are individuals infused with eldritch magic, fey energy, or mysterious witchcraft. Some who enter into bargains with hags gain their deepest wishes, but eventually find themselves transformed. These changes evidence a hag's influence, ears that split in forked points. You should look up what these Hexbloods look like, because they look fucking cool.
On it.
Where was I? Forked points. Skin in lurid shades, long hair that regrows if cut, and an irremovable living crown. Along with these marks, Hexbloods manifest hag-like traits such as dark vision and a variety of magical methods to beguile the senses and avoid the same.
How accurate. It was like a horrible starfish on its face.
I don't know if that's an official one, but click that one. I think that one's official.
Well, this is definitely says D&D Beyond on it.
Okay. Well, that's out of the book, so that's, I think, generally what they're supposed to look like.
Okay, I see.
While many Hexbloods gain their lineage after making a deal with a hag, others reveal their nature as they age, particularly if a hag influenced them early in life or even before their birth. Many Hexbloods turn to lives of adventure, seeking to discover the mysteries of their magic, to forge a connection with their fey natures, or to avoid a hag that obsesses over them.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. One way.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. One way hags create more of their kind is through the creation of Hexbloods. Every Hexblood exhibits features suggestive of the hag whose magic inspires their powers. This includes an unusual crown, often called an Elder Cross or a Witch's Turn. Both fucking cool names. I don't know if that comes out of real folklore, but they both sound super cool. This living garland-like part of the Hexblood's body extends from their temples and wraps around behind their head, serving as a visible mark of the bargain between hag and Hexblood, a debt owed or change to come.
Okay.
So they have a random roll chart for your Hexblood origin, like how you became a Hexblood. I'll read this because you're gonna read the stat block right after.
Right.
By the way, Hexbloods are a really new thing, and like this is literally the only source book for them is Van Richten's guide. There's nothing else.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So unless there's some super obscure thing that I couldn't find, at this point I'm pretty good at finding all the obscure things, but you know I'm never perfect. So if you guys know Hexbloods before 5e, hit me in the comments. I want to know about it. So we got 6 options.
Oh, let me do it.
I just said I wanted to do
go
it.
ahead.
Okay. So number 1, seeking a child. Your parent made a bargain with a hag. You are the result of that arrangement. So you were a gift to your parents. Number 2, fake kidnappers swapped you and your parents' child. So now you're like a failing.
Okay.
You're like what are those in real Fae lore? Changelings, that's what they're called.
Changelings.
Yeah.
I like the first one. It's like, I don't know. I guess I do have a spare baby.
I just happened to.
Yeah.
A coven of hags lost one of its members. You were created to replace the lost hag.
Oh, wow.
You were cursed as a child. A deal with the spirits of the forest transformed you into Hexblood. Now free of the curse.
You were peeling bark in the woods, and they got really pissed about it.
Yeah. Number 5, you began life as a fate creature, but an accident changed you, and you were forced you from your home. That's weird. That's kind of an interesting one. It's like you were,
like Bambi,
or you were a dryad, but like something you got cursed into a mortal form.
They cut the tree down like below your feet.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Finally, 6, a slighted druid transformed you and bound you to live only so long as a sacred tree bears fruit. Interesting.
So your life is
you're guarding
connected
that fucking
to
tree,
like
another force,
tree.
Like kind of like the rose in the Beast and Beauty and the Beast, but in this case it's life or death instead of just your permanent transformation.
This one seems whack because like how the fuck am I? Maybe I'm on a journey to try and break the curse, and like the trees, I just gotta like I'm on the time limit.
Yeah,
with
the lumberjacks are coming.
They're coming.
Yeah, they're cutting down the Amazon and nothing's stopping them.
The winter winds will kill the roots.
Okay, there's that.
Or like whatever.
Sure. All right, you got any questions about Hexbloods before you read off this lineage stat block?
Winter in the Fae is in 6 years from now.
Yeah, but then it lasts 6 years, and the life-bearing fruit,
I've got like
the fruit-bearing tree will not live through an entire winter.
I got like 8 years max.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, excellent. Did you ask me if I have questions? Because I fucking don't.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Hexblood traits. You have the following racial traits. You are Fae. You are medium or small. You choose. Your walking speed's 30. And then you have the ancestral legacy. If you replace a race with this lineage, you can keep the following elements of that race. Any skill proficiencies you gain from it, and any climbing, flying, or swimming speed, just like the Dhampir. And I imagine that's the ability scores as well. Yes?
Yes, exactly.
If you don't keep any of those elements or you choose lineage, you choose to. Same with the ability scores. You get a +2 and +1, or 2 +1s?
You get a +2 and a +1.
Nice, okay. Dark vision. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you.
You get dark vision, Skip.
Eerie token. As a bonus action, you can harmlessly remove a lock of your hair, one of your nails, oh god, and one of your teeth, oh god again. This token is imbued with magic until you finish a long rest. While the token is imbued in this way, you can take these actions.
So real quick, that's a hag feature. I'm sorry, it's hard to spin that as a different Fae. To me,
totally.
Like that doesn't speak Elven or Eladrin or Winter Fae. It doesn't Lady of Air and Darkness, Titania. It doesn't speak to any of that stuff to me.
Maybe it's a more underlying like it's a hag thing, but before that it's a Fae thing.
I mean, hags are Fae, so there is that. It's just again this is a hag.
I see what you're saying.
This is a hag. You're a half hag. Sorry, go ahead.
As a eerie token, I just read that. You get a telepathic massage. Just kidding, it's message.
Yeah.
As an action, you can send a telepathic message to the creature holding or carrying the token, as long as you are within 10 miles of it. This message can contain up to 25 words. Choose carefully. Remote viewing. If you are within 10 miles of the token, you can enter a trance as an action. The trance lasts for 1 minute, but it ends early if you dismiss it. No action required or are incapacitated. During this trance, you can see and hear from the other token as if it were located where it is. As if you were located where it is. While you are using your senses at the token's location, you are blinded and deafened in regard to your own surroundings. When the trance ends, the token is harmlessly destroyed. That's like your AirPods. You can leave your AirPod in a room and then your iPhone can play what's happening, or the other AirPod, I think. It's like just a wireless headphone trick.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you just leave that shit in the room on.
So it's like a surveillance device?
It can be used that way, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure, it wasn't intended to do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So next is Hex Magic.
Hex Magic. You can cast the disguise self and hex spells with this trait. Nice.
Both cool spells. I think both cool spells they just naturally get.
I love both spells. Once you cast either of these spells with this trait, can't cast it again until you have a long rest. You can also cast these spells using any spell slot you have. Nice. I love that. That's the extra on there.
Nice.
Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma are your spellcasting ability for these spells. Choose the ability when you gain this lineage. So you just pick one of these. It's cool. It's kind of like a custom built thing.
Yeah. Again, we're leaning more into like we want you to be able to do what you want with these features. We're trying to give you the flavor and the scaffolding to build your characters around.
Right. So,
and I think it's a good philosophy.
Specialize how you want.
Yeah, I think it's the philosophy D&D needs to take, because I think if there's any like constant criticism against the systems of D&D, it is how like a lot of people who like other systems will say like, well, I can actually build whatever I want within the rule set, and like I don't feel as like contained and blah 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 blah. Which I've never had that problem with D&D. Maybe it's just the way I think about it is a little bit different, or maybe I'm just more willing to homebrew or hand wave.
Yeah.
Like other people might be a little more rigid with, well, no, I want to follow the rules.
I think a lot of people have a really hard time with homebrew because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Which is odd to me, but I guess I understand. But this kind of philosophy change is kind of taking that one criticism and making it in a way a little bit more like, I don't know, Dungeon World or one of those.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's where tabletop gaming does kind of want to go, because it is more accessible. It's easier to grasp and
kind of lay out the framework of freedom in front of you.
Right. And a lot of times whenever I bring someone new to D&D, a lot of times they do want to build something that it's actually really hard for me to put together. You know what I mean? And now it's getting easier and easier, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they have a unique perspective on what a character in a game is supposed to be.
Right, exactly.
They don't know the classics.
Yeah, they don't. They're not married to those tropes.
Yeah, I think when I first started, I didn't really have like
the preconception.
Of anything, and so you were like, you have to pick from these, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just like. There it is. Right. Oh, I could do something cool with like one of these options, and that gave me so much freedom, and I wanted to play the game the way it was meant to be, first time around.
Yeah.
Now
Which is how it goes.
I just kind of do whatever I want now.
Exactly. Welcome to the club, man.
Yep.
All right, let's get ready for a long rest.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the long rest. We get long. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm here. Okay. I'm here with you.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Patreon.
Okay.
Go there. Patreon.com/Dungeoncast.
If you want to support us, yes, go to patreon.com. It's the best way to support the show directly.
You can listen to horror stuff.
Also, we have a lot of cool stuff there, including our evil horror campaign.
It was like 5 games. It was like 8 hours.
And it's a full, complete story, and it's with a bunch of hilarious characters. And there's other stuff there. There's early episodes. There's original music from Super Quest Saga. There's other series. There's Ranger Danger. There's Vault Raiders. These are all different, like, full D&D series with unique characters and storylines. And again, most importantly, you can also get merch. But most importantly, it does support us. It does help us keep this thing going. And it's been going a long time, and that is so much in part to our wonderful patrons. So thank you to everyone. Patron shoutouts are coming this episode.
Stay tuned.
Indeed.
For patron shoutouts.
Another way you can support us and also benefit yourself is check out our spring.com store, our merch store. We got shirts, we got hats, we got masks, we got stickers, we got all kinds of things there, all with different cool Dungeoncast and Super Quest Saga designs. If you want to rep the show and also help support us, go there, check it out, buy a shirt.
Yeah, because telling people about the show, like bringing in new listeners, that's critical as well.
Yes.
So, like all our outreach is designed, like contest outreach and stuff is designed to like help boost and bolster that. Thank you guys, and leaving an iTunes review is super duper important.
Yeah, I want to see more iTunes reviews.
Can you guys please?
Yeah, if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, leave
Stop
a
what
review.
you're doing.
Stop what you're doing. Leave a review.
I think you can continue the audio.
I must ask, only 4-star or above, please. If you want to give us a 2-star review,
I think it's implied. Like, please go give us. Please just why dick around? Like, please just go drop us a 5-star.
If we're only a 2-star podcast, I mean, I guess.
What are you doing here?
That makes you don't have to listen. I'm sorry you got to go, but you don't have to listen. You don't have to leave.
Thanks anyway. Like that's great.
Thanks for giving us a try.
Yeah.
That being said, please leave the review. It helps us tremendously.
It sure does.
We got a beholder to build.
Let's build a beholder.
So we are on
quick recap.
Feature Ray and Ray 2 of this unnamed beholder. We got the goggle feature, so it's got a goggle eye.
Yeah.
And what did you say the ray was?
The ray was the
Fey Blessings.
Fey Blessings.
Fey Blessings. So this thing is shooting nice scents. It's making flowers grow. It's starting off real sweet, but guess what?
Just some mist?
Yeah, just mist. Just
like,
some nice mist.
Mostly mist for
we
Misty
all like fog. Fog's nice. unless you're driving.
Or
So
you're sailing.
At first, I thought this creature was gonna, this might be the one sweet beholder we build this year. And then I realized it was October, so let's get into it.
Yeah, we should. So
what do you want to start with?
This beholder has a tentacle that has little vampire teeth on it, or vampire teeth on it.
So this is gonna be the ray, the end of one of its eye stalks,
and it just
has a vampire mouth.
It kind of is it shoots a bunch of blood like in a horror movie.
It's a blood ray.
There's blood everywhere.
What's mechanically? What does this do?
It gets blood all over the place.
Okay, but does it like blind the enemy? Maybe it causes fear. It sends vampires into a bloodlust.
Some people are gonna pass out instantly.
Oh, sure, that's true. A very select 5% of people will instantly faint. That's true.
That's really good.
He just does it as maybe one of these guys, and just like, oh, I got one. Okay, so yeah. There's a percentile dice. Everyone has to roll a percentile dice. Anyone who rolls a 5 or lower faints.
Yeah.
For one round.
Sure.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and then for
they have to.
Yes, of course. I have a EMT story about when a dude fainted when I took just a little bit of blood, and he went down like that. I felt bad. He warned me ahead of time, so I knew it was coming. But anyways,
I'm gonna pass out my
back to our beholder.
Please take my blood.
For the physical feature, we're gonna give our beholder some hexblood ears. So like the double forked, pointed, colored ears.
Just throw them on there.
Yeah. Let's go with the green. We haven't done green for a beholder yet. So right now this beholder's green. We'll see
how about yellow?
Oh, that's nasty. I want green. We haven't done green's my favorite color.
We've done blue. There are no green minions.
No, fuck the minion thing. We're not doing minions. It's green. It's green. It's officially green.
Okay.
We're moving on. Patreon shoutouts. Let's shout out some Patreons.
Let's do
some patrons? Patreons.
Some Patreons. That's where the verbiage is going. A lot of people just call them. I am your Patreon.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
thank you, Patreons.
We love you anyway.
I don't like that you're called Patreons. You should be called patrons. But anyways,
they're called patrons. It's just like people have.
How many Patreons do you have? Well, I have one page. You could go do it and support me. Sorry.
Thank you, C-Fin.
Thank you, C-Fin.
These are Patreon shoutouts now.
Yes.
C-Fin, what up, dog?
Thanks, C-Fin.
Samuel Spencer.
Thank you, Samuel.
Thank you, Samuel Spencer. David Emmons.
Thank you, David.
Is it Emons?
It could be.
I love
David Emmons.
the double M, David.
Emmons.
Emmons.
David Emmons.
And Emons.
Like Emma?
Like Emmons.
Thank you, David.
M&M's. Thank you, David. Fox90.
Thank you, Fox90.
Fox90, you fucking rule, dog.
Thanks, Fox90.
Our Fox. Thank you, Fox90. Hey, Fox90. You out there, dog?
Thanks.
Moonbird.
Thank you, Moonbird.
Cool name, Moonbird. What do you think of Moonbird? What do you think that's like?
I think
it flies so fucking good because there's no gravity.
I picture like a white like dove that flies only by night, and mates only during the full moon.
Yeah, only.
Thank you, Moonbird.
When is the moon full when you're on the moon?
Oh, you think it's a bird on the moon?
Yeah.
It's actually a moon bird.
I was thinking it was a bird on the moon.
Oh, I didn't even go that. I was just thinking a bird in the moonlight, but
Does it's an alien. Does the full moon still work the same way if you're on the moon?
It's a moonanite. It's a moonanite.
Okay. Thank you, Brad Tracy.
Thank you, Brad.
Brad Tracy. Thank you, Brad Tracy. Oh, damn. Here it is again. The last mile. The last mile. Moving up the...
God damn the last mile.
What are you doing?
I love you, the last mile. Thank you so much. Supporting the show, like for real. Thank you, the last mile.
Supporting the show so much.
Indeed.
The last mile.
We appreciate you, last mile.
They keep doing this.
And they're doing it on purpose. They want the shout out every time. And guess what? They're gonna get it.
You're gonna get that shit. We're gonna get
Thank you, last mile.
You can give us 50 fucking cents. You just up 50. I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know if you can.
Does Patreon let you do that? You can give us the minimum on Patreon. We'll fucking say your name.
Thank you, last mile.
Thank you.
Is there anything else we want to add before we call it a game? We're running the coffee contest. Did we announced that. We announced that last episode.
There's a coffee contest.
Yeah.
There's a Strixhaven contest coming up sometime in the future.
Yeah, that'll be later. Right now, it's all about coffee. We should have said it at the beginning.
Coffee.
If we didn't,
we did say it at the beginning.
Okay. Spooky coffee. Yet again. Share the show. Go to Instagram. Follow the rules of the post. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
The Dungeoncast.